Hi ladies and gentlemen, Sean Davies, Coloradoreinsman. Here today on this lovely February day in Colorado, and I'm here with a new horse to Mustang River Ranch. This is Cosmic. He's not a Mustang, he's a big kind of appendix looking quarter horse. And my client Stacy Schukart, who just bought him, I went out and helped her check him out. He is a really nice horse. He hasn't had a lot of real good work done. He'd been ridden, but we don't think he's had much in the way of a lot of groundwork. So we started back work with him just the other day, and what we found was forward motion is an issue with him on the ground. He's starting to understand things a little better. Worked on getting him flexible. He was really not that flexible. We started on that. So he's been worked with 2 or 3 times now. So we're going to continue that on today. We're going to start off on our halter. And so old Cosmic, he's very friendly. He loves people. I'm just going to walk off and lead him for a second, get his feet moving. There we go. See, I don't like to just start right away with him because he tends to brace up. Stop. And back up. Now, when I went out to go check this horse out, if I put any pressure on the lead rope, he'd go up in the air. He'd, oh my God, you're going to kill me. He'd look at this flag and he'd, oh my God, you're going to kill me. So now, he pretty much understands what the backup is all about. I'm going to bring my flag up, let him smell it, come in here and pet him. You can see now he doesn't really have much of a reaction to it. I want to rub him all over with it. When I was checking him out, he'd look at this bag and he'd all jump off and run around. And now he's just kind of going, okay, I got you, man. So now I'm going to ask him to back up, just get his feet moving. Ask him to step over, and he was real sticky with those shoulders when we did our checkout. And the first time we worked him here, I was really having to flag pretty heavily to get that shoulder to move. And now he's pretty well moving. Just 2 or 3 times in. Boy, once you take your time, get them to understand, they really start to retain that. Good boy. So this right here is a marked improvement over where we started. And you know, as usual, I'll miss all the good stuff. We don't film on those days. And then I'll show you and it goes, oh, well, that's just real easy. And I'll ask this shoulder to move. See right there? He's thinking. Good boy. And that was a big improvement. I don't want him right now overreacting. Don't want him overreacting, jumping all over the place. Just want him thinking and moving. Good boy. I'm going to ask him to pick it up here. I'm going to stand up taller, and you can see him walk faster right there. Now I'll give him 1 kiss for trot. I thought I was going to give him 1 kiss, and you saw him move. Let me do that again. Stand up tall. 1001, 1002, 1003. There he went. See, I like to give them 3 seconds to process what I'm asking of them before I increase my energy, before I go to my stick. I don't want to just kiss and stick at the same time. Kiss, let him process. Now I'm going to ask him to walk, and we'll try to show that over. Bring my energy down. Because I got a little piece of hay stuck in my throat. Good. Now here's my body language. I'm in position right here, straight off of this hip. I'm going to stand up tall first. That's number 1. Stand up, increase my energy. Think in my mind, picture him trotting. Give him a kiss. There, he went off of about 1.5 to 2 seconds that time. I'm not going to penalize him for coming down. There we go. I'm going to increase my energy a little bit more. Now I pretty much keep my stick neutral. It can work with my hand here, or it can just be neutral at my side. I'm looking forward, telling him where to go. And I can tell you that this is great. This is a big improvement. You see him working on a circle here. Very good. Now I'm going to ask him to come down. I want to keep him walking forward. Very good. So you didn't see much of my body change other than just a little change in tempo. Just dropped my energy down. Now, I'm going to bring him to a complete stop with the rear end disengaging. I'll put this rope between these two fingers right here. I'm going to put my stick right there in my thumb. Pick up this rope. Keep him going forward. He's going, Mommy, help me. I'm going to get my stick out of the way. I'm going to get here so you can see it. I'm going to pick up my left foot because my rope hand is in my left hand, my left foot. I'm going to close my fingers and push at that rear end. Now I got to bump his nose a little bit, get him around here. See, he's real sticky at that. Let me get him around here. Good boy. And back him up. Good boy. And now I want to pet him. So that's a basic breakdown. It's not that pretty right now. It will get much prettier. But it's a lot prettier than it was. Good boy. So, in his mind, he's starting to understand what my body is asking of him. And now, my tools are all set up to go the other way. I'm going to back him up. I'm going to offer my direction here. Close this door. Put a little pressure. See, this is where his shoulders get a little sticky. Close that door. Close that door. There we go. That was the right answer. So he learned that that was the right answer. Let's try that again. Pick up. Push that rear end around. That side's a little better. Back him up. Now I'm going to switch my tools here. Back him up. Direct. See, I want his feet going right here. Direct. Close this door. That was the answer I was looking for. Nice pivot. Turn on the haunches. He got on my circle. Now he's going, Mommy, help me. I'm going to say, Mommy can't help you. Mommy's filming, so she gets to watch this and see the improvement that he's doing. Big improvements. I worked him yesterday a little bit. Good boy. Now we're going to be putting a saddle on this guy pretty soon. I think probably this weekend or so. I may throw a saddle on him and see where he's at. He hadn't been ridden apparently since last April. So I want to kind of get an idea of where he's at soon. We're going to get his teeth floated on Monday. But I want to just see how he reacts with the saddle. If he breaks in half or just accepts it easily. Now we're getting his mind on work here, and this is going to be simple, easy stuff for him. I'm going to extend that rope out a little bit, ask him to move out. I'm just holding it like a rein. Stand up a little taller, pick up my pace. Give him 2 kicks. Woohoo! It's off at the rear end. Situated. There he's correct. Very stretched out. Good boy. Bring him down. Trot him out. Good. Stand up tall. Give him 2 kisses. There he picked up nicely without all that fuss. I'm just pushing him a little bit with my flag about every quarter of a turn. And release. And think, walk. Keep my posture in a riding position with me looking forward and relax. I'm going to sit down in that saddle. Let him feel that energy go down. He's going, I don't understand. Very felt it. Good boy. Change my tool. Pick up. Close my fingers. Back him up. Turn sideways. Feeding myself in. I want to pet him on this side over here. So that's the side I was working. Good boy. Good boy. So there's a lot less protestation out of him. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah, he's going to be a nice boy. Stacy is quite the Renaissance lady. She plays polo. Was looking for a horse that could play polo if that was what she decides to do, but also be versatile, and we really think this guy is going to be very versatile all the way around. Good boy. Okay, that's good. Now I'm going to canter him the other way a little bit. Now we're going to turn him loose in here today for 3-round pinning. Now when Stacy sent me a little video of this guy originally, he was kind of racing around a round pin and switching back the other way, and you know, it wasn't a real good representation of what he's all about. So when we get in here and turn him loose, I'm going to show him how to work in this round pin in a nice controlled manner, how to politely change directions, what I expect of him. So his life is a little bit more structured now. Good boy. I'll push him up just a little bit. He's off in the rear end. Let's fix him up. I'm going to hold that shoulder. See, crossfire in the rear end. I'm going to hold that shoulder up. Still off in the rear end. So push that shoulder up. Still off in the rear end. I'll push that shoulder up, hold him up. Very good. Good boy. Now, that's a great teaching moment right there. Yep. Got to get that rear end all the way around. Good boy. Back. Okay, what do I mean when I say he's off in the rear end? When your horse is moving to your right, the lead is inside front goes further forward, outside leg is further back. So that horse's body, in effect, the right side of his body shifts forward while the left side of his body pushes off and drives it around the circle. So when I say he's off, he's got his hind leg switched. So his inside hind or his outside hind is cross-firing, meaning it's further forward than the inside in the step. It's off. So what I did was bring him down. Now why does he do that? He tends to stick his head out and drop his shoulder in on that circle, which places his front end over, and his inside hind lines up with his outside front, and he gets the wrong lead. He's still on the front, but his hind end was off. So what did I do? I say I hold up that shoulder and push at his shoulder. So this bag becomes my leg in the saddle. This lead rope is my right rein. If I was going in a circle and he was cross-firing, I'd want to lift up on that shoulder with my rein and really push that shoulder over to line up the outside hind with the inside front, and then he's pretty much got no choice but to get his correct lead. So that last time around, you saw him take off. He was in a nice balanced canter, and that lead was on. So that's what we're looking at. How do we fix him up? Shape his body up, posture him in a correct position. A lot of people don't even know when their horse is off lead. So if you're riding and your horse is cantering to the right and your body feels like your outside hip or shoulder is going forward, your inside hip and shoulder should feel like it's going forward. So you can tell that your horse is cross-firing if your body feels weird. If your body is shaped the other way from the way it should be, his hips are probably out of position, and you have to either bring him back down or motivate that outside, or pick up and move that shoulder over and motivate him, and he'll usually switch, doing flying lead change in the rear end. So those are things to look for when you're doing groundwork. Groundwork is not just sending your horse around in circles. It's doing it for a purpose and balancing your horse up. So he learned something there. So how many times do I want to do that? Well, I might like to see if he figured out how much easier it was to canter that way when he was in balance. Let me see if I can get him to do that at least another time. And then I want him to start picking it up on his own. Now, things I look for right now, is his hip swinging as he moves? Because if he continues to get his wrong lead, then we might be calling the chiropractor, coming over and adjusting him, or getting some body work done on him, something to loosen up the muscles, because something could be out. So I'm going to pick up, give him a kiss. 1001, 1002, 1003, I'm going to help him. Good boy. Now I want to make sure he's very balanced at this trot. Let's shape him up here. See, his head tends to go out. So right here, I'm going to flag that shoulder. Let a little lead rope out so he's got a bigger circle. And he drove off with the correct leg that time, and that was beautiful. Good boy. Pick up. Oh, bump that nose. So you're going to the right. He tends to stiffen up that neck, so I got to bump his nose a little bit to stop that front end to get that rear end around. And then I'm going to finish up with a backup. Good boy. Good boy. Let's get one more step. I like that to be a little smoother. Good boy. Turn sideways. Let's feed him into me this time. He goes, no, I don't want it. You'll like it over here. I'm going to pet you. Your favorite thing in the world. Oh, come here. Quit calling on me. Such a big baby. Oh, I know. Good boy. Now, boy, what improvements. And this horse, he learns very quickly. But he's kind of a goof. He likes to play. He's a little mouthy. He likes to pull on your jacket. Just little habits he has. I want him to relax, not bash me in the face with his head. Good boy. I want his head to be able to come down and bend. The more he bends and flexes, the better. Good boy. I'm going to let him go right there. I'm going to step out, bring him across, change, bring his head down and around. Good boy. See, this side he's more relaxed on. He's still fidgety. He's a very fidgety little horse right now. And I'm just telling him, keep your head down here. Now keep your head out from over top of his head. So I don't want to be like this. If he raised up, he's going to bash me in the nose. So I'm going to keep my head turned, turn my body slightly, and just rub him. And then I'll let him go. Good boy. All right. So, I've just got his brain on work there. Now, for the first time, I'm going to turn him loose in the round pen and send him around. And I do not care if he hauls off and runs and bucks and farts and all that good stuff, as long as he's going in my direction. So I'm going to put the halter out here. Now, knowing this horse, this is my typical tool. My bag with my target bag with my little lightweight stick. So that just creates some energy. Well, when he's further away, if he just decides to ignore that energy, then I have our other tool, which is your standard horseman stick with the progress string or the little snap string here. It's like somebody ate the poppers off of this one, but it doesn't matter. So what are these for? Well, they're not to go whipping on your horse a bunch. If I had to reach out and touch him on the butt to motivate him forward, I could. It's not going to hurt him. But if he doesn't go off the energy of that bag, then at least I've got the energy of smacking the ground. So I'm going to have this out here with me. If I need it, I can use it. You ready, young man? Now, how do I want to send him off? Choose a direction. It's real easy to go to the left. So right here, I'm going to get his attention. Hey, you're going, I want to ignore you. So I'm just going to say, let's go off to the left. So nothing's going to look real refined right now. Now, I didn't ask him to pick up a trot. I don't care, because one of the first things that I want to do is just choose my direction. As long as he's going in my direction, I don't care. Now, he's coming in on me. So now I'm going to push at his shoulder and ask him to get out. Bucking and farting. See, I don't really care. Cantering off. Don't really care. He's going in my direction. I'm going to push on him. I'm going to push on him. Try and get him further out there. There we go. I'd like to get him a little closer to the rail. There, he just switched his hind end. Now he's going to go around 4, 5, 6 times in this round pen before he decides to start paying attention to me. And that's fine. I am not a type A personality that I got to micromanage every single thing about this horse. I just want him to move. Push him a little bit right there. Now it's my idea how he moves forward. It's my idea he goes faster. Now he switched in the lead. I'm going to push him right here. And he's going to switch back. Good boy. Now, if you watch his body language as he comes around, his inside ear is starting to come my way. His eye is on me. He's going, why are you making me work so hard? And I say, because I want you to be a good horse. I'm going to ask him to come down now. One step to the trot. He's going, woohoo! Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? To the gate, he said. Let's do that again. Good boy. So he's starting to be very aware of what I'm asking of him. Now I'm going to relax. Let him come down, but keep him trotting forward. Push him out. Push him out. He thinks pushing out means go faster. I'm not saying that. I'm saying get out to my rail. Get out to my rail. There we go. Now come down. Get out to my rail. Get out to my rail. Good boy. Now come down. But move forward. I want to look ahead of him. I want him to come down. Very good. Now, you don't get to turn the other way, young man. So he has to continue forward, forward, forward. I'm going to make that difficult for him to cut back on me. And now you see him, he's dropping his head going, oh man, this guy makes me work. I like that though. See, that is a sign that he's going, okay, I got you. And Ask him to walk now. Take a breath. Exhale. Good boy. And keep looking forward so he knows that's where he's supposed to go. Change your stick. Step this way. Pull that eye. Back up. Turn sideways. Now that's probably his first ever really good round pen session. Now I'm going to say, don't you pick. See, he broke the code right there. He said, no, I'm going to ignore you. That's not good. Ask him to come down. Good boy. Keep going forward. Now I'm going to pull his eye. Look at his rear end. Back up. Try to keep his focus on me. And that's good. Now I don't have to have him walk over to me right now. He's in kindergarten. So I'm going to come over here, say hello, go back and rub him at the withers, and just pet him. Alright, so we're just going to send him the other way. So if I want to head off to my right, I'm just going to change my sides here. I'm going to step out and bring that head over. I'm going to turn right here. I'm going to push at his eye to keep him from running into me. And I'm going to ask him to move forward. So I'm looking forward. I'm going to push him right there so he continues that arc. And I'd like him to stay on that railing and pay attention. We put some wood chips in my round pen to give us a little better footing while the ground was drying out. And they like to nibble on the sticks a little bit. But it sure has helped. Now again, I don't care if he walks, trots, or canters here as long as he's going in my direction and he gets out there towards the rail. There we go. That's a beautiful canter. Just a nice, soft, big lope. He's kind of got a little attitude there. Now I want to be looking a panel or two out ahead of him, but I can check in with him every now and then and check his legs, but I can see him out of the corner of my eye. Ready? Move. And let's ask him to try. And keep looking forward to tell him that's where you want him to go. See, I didn't go to my stick. Just get my body language. I'm going to push him out right here and ask him to get back out to my rail. And I'm walking forward on my circle. Good boy. Push him. So this stick is my leg. If I wanted to push him at the shoulder, to move that shoulder out with my leg, this stick is that. Now stand up tall, 2 kisses. Beautiful. I love that. Notice he's picking up the correct lead here. Now let's push him forward a little bit. And he bucks the parts and he goes, oh my God. See, I want to see where his transitions are. This is the time to find out what the horse knows and what he doesn't. I'm going to bring him down to a soft trot. Pick him back up. Good boy. Now I'm going to push him again. See, he rushes with that rear end every time. I'm going to try to get him through that. Stretch him out. Good boy. Come down. Trot. Come down. Walk. I know I'm magical. Once again, it's the Harry Potter wand. And come down. Let him think. Walk. walking forward, young man. See, he's had things happen before where when people pulled the energy off, they wanted him to rush over to him. I want him to transition into his next gait, which is his walk. Get him back out to the rail and walk. Using a nice big exhale here. And I got to find the tight muscles in my body and just relax. There we go. Now I'm going to pull his eye, look at his hip. Back up right there. Oh, you can't go halfway, young man. So, he just blew it. Let's try it again. You gotta go all the way, young man. See, this side, he's real sticky with that rear end. I'll push him a little bit. Boy, I'm going to pull his eye. Try to get a little bit more momentum going with him. Still halfway doing it. That's a little better. Little better. So that'll be a progression for his first time. I'm okay with it. Good boy. Pretty focused there. Come in and pet. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good boy. Good boy. All right, I'm going to put the halter back on him and then we'll continue a little work, so stay tuned. So I'm going to go ahead and put the halter back on. Now I did just walk over here and he decided, well, I'm going to ignore you and walk away. If he does it again, then we're going to have a learning opportunity here. So I'm going to approach him. And he says, oh, so now he's not going to do it. Now part of that bending the head down and around is being able to put your halter on. And you see how fidgety he is. But I want him to be right here because when I go to put a bridle on him or a head stall, I want his head down here. So he knew that I was going to make an example out of him with that attitude about walking away, so he decided to change that up for me. Right, young man? And not be a bad boy. So, there is any number of other exercises that we can do here, but there are things that these horses need to be able to do, and one of them is if he gets silly, I want to be able to move that hip. So I'm going to do my rear end disengagement. A lot of you have watched a lot of my videos will see these same things over and over, and there's a reason for it, because consistency works. I'm going to pet him here, relax my body, pick up my energy, bring this stick back and drive that hip forward and underneath him. Forward and underneath him. Now you see that inside hind foot stepping deeply under his body. I'm going to push that hip a little bit. See, it's bracing up on my hand. And I need that neck to be flexible, so I'm squeezing my fingers while I get him to do this movement. There we go. And relax. Good boy. So that was a little sticky. So I'm going to get myself all situated here. So I got a little more freedom with this hand. I'm going to stand up. Bring my stick up and initiate forward motion. Now I'm going to kind of create an arc right here with my flag. to drive that hip forward and underneath and get that head bent a little bit and soften that shoulder up and put some real pressure on it. Now this is desensitizing as well as getting him to drive into the pressure of the halter with my hands. The only thing touching him is that bag if he doesn't move. And he's still sticky. I want this to be like butter. That movement, that 2 steps right there was much better. Very subtle change. I don't want to pet him. I'd like to use less bag and less stick, but for right now I've got to put the pressure on. So now I'm going to go forward, and there's my step, and there's my step, and there's my step. I've got to drive him forward here. There. There. That was much better. I do not want him pivoting on that inside front foot. I want a small circle being walked with the front feet, and that inside foot stepping deeply up underneath it. Good boy. Good boy. Walk out here. So how many times do you do a individual movement? Do not spend half an hour on one thing. You'll drive the horse crazy. Did 3 little episodes, right? 3 little, series right there, and he was fine. He got better. Next time I do it, be 100% better. When I first did this movement, he had no clue. He wanted to back up all the time. Now he's moving forward. Now I'm going to raise my energy, start walking forward on my circle, and this side tends to be a little softer. You see, he's already moving forward, stepping under, moving that rear end around very nicely. Good. Now I'm going to lower my arm, extend my circle out, and get him to stop right there. Pet him on this side. Good boy. Now see, this side is a lot softer. It's a lot easier than that left side. And again, I do not want to start off behind this line right here. I want to be to the rear of his head, in front of this line, in front of his shoulder. So when I stand up and start to step, I bring his head with me right there, and then he picks that foot up. And as I move around, he should initiate the movement. So in effect, I've always got somewhat of a line here. Now right there, I got to drive that hip forward. Drive that hip forward. Drive that hip forward. Moving. 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 Keep going. He tends to brace up his neck, and then he'll back off the pressure. So I've got to drive the hip forward and soften the neck right there. And then let him come down again. There, he said, I want to get my head over there. Good boy. Okay. And that's all I'm going to do with that. That simple little exercise. So when do you use that? Horse starts getting stupid, you got to bring that head around, move that rear end around, disengage the energy, the anxiety. He comes out of it, walk out, trot out, whatever. Now, apparently he's been ridden and ropes were tossed off of him. We want to make, you've seen this little exercise here. If there's a video out there, everybody does this stuff. And there's a reason you do it. Because they got to be comfortable with lead ropes dragging, ropes coming down. Can he handle it? Obviously he can. Can I toss a rope up around his head? And you see him jump right there. Well, now he's not. Those are the little things we're looking for. What bugs him? We're not trying to bug him, we're trying to find the things that bug him. That little popper on the end of these halter ropes, sometimes that'll pop him and that'll bug him. But he's pretty good about all this. Sometimes you can just toss it up on him, pull it off, toss it up on him, Good boy. Yes, sir. And take this rope and see what the pressure is it takes to get his head down. That's good. There's a baby. So now I'm doing things where he doesn't have to move his feet. I like to intersperse these movements between foot movement and just body work and desensitizing where he's standing still. Now, that right there, about 1,000% better than the first day we worked with this horse. He braced up that neck and I really had to work and he wanted to move around a lot. So I'm going to pick up my hand, slide my hand. I want to use my fingers right here. 1 finger, 2 finger. By the time my little finger hits that rope, he's got his head back here. I take my hand right to my elbow. That's where my hip would be in the saddle. Pick up like I would my reins. Slide my hand. Tip his nose out. I don't want him dropping his neck down. Bring it to my elbow. He's trying to bite on the end of the rope because he's a baby and he has to have a pacifier. He's got to give right here. You see he's getting aggravated. Right there, I'll let him go. Good boy. Because I'm going to pull on your belt. So again, let's try to do that without all the fidgeting. Now I would like to keep his head fairly level or his neck fairly level. Don't let it drop below the withers. So if this is way down there, right now this is all fairly level. I'm perfectly happy with that. In time it'll be even better. Yes, sir. Now, this horse, you know, we're not going to see a lot of crazy stuff with this horse. He's not one of the Mustangs that's never been touched before. He's not one of the rescue horses that has been horribly abused. He is your average horse. Probably a little above average, because I have to say that or Stacy will throw something at me. He's above average horse. But we're not going to see all the crazy stuff. But what's horse training? Horse training is doing all the same things you do with the crazy horses with your normal horses, and they don't end up being crazy abused horses because they learned all the basics. They've got the foundation there. So we're not going to see a lot of excitement here right now, and I don't want to. With him, I hope you guys are bored to death. You go to sleep watching YouTube. With him, it's all about getting him confident, calm, make sure that he's got a good foundation. You know, things I don't know what he can do. We're going to be setting up my obstacle course again soon. We're going to expose him to so many things. But, you know, like I might do something, can he jump over some barrels? I'm going to put a couple barrels in here real quick, and then we're just going to see how he is with barrels. So I'll be right back. Stay tuned. So I'm just going to see if this guy will give me forward motion and go over some barrels. So I'm going to introduce him to him. So I'm going to back him up. Back up. Get my rope situated. Back up. Direct him over. Get him out here. So I want to look over my circle here. Just bring him up to these things and let him see them. I'm going to look across, see if he'll step over it. He stepped over it so good he stepped on my rope. Good boy! Very good. I don't think he's ever jumped too terribly much. Good boy. Let's try that again. This time we'll pick up the pace a little bit. How about that? How about that? All right. Look. Get some speed going here. I've got my 3 assistant trainers in here. Junior and the girls. Good boy. Let's try that again. You're going to have to help me in a second. You're not going to run through it, young man. Close that door. That's the most pitiful jumping I've seen in a long time, young man. Let's just get him over here. I don't care if he even just walks over it calmly. See, now that was smoother. Good boy. Good boy. There we go. There's your cross-country jumping. I like that. That was pretty. He set himself up real good. Now I'm going to reward. Good boy. Good boy. Chickens, I hope you don't have a death wish. That hawk's watching you. Good boy. Good boy. All right. Let's try it again. Let's back up. Use the shoulder. Use the shoulder. Good boy. Disengaging. So we're asking him, will he be willing? He's hesitant, but he's willing. He said, nope, I'm going through the open. We'll let him walk over it. Good boy. Bring him around. Look over. He said, nope, I'm not going to get in the way so he runs me over. That was a no-no, young man. Want to change your attitude right here? That was a no-no. Now move. You don't get to stop. Now let's try it again. Come on. Good boy. There you go. There you go. There you go. That was a no-no trying to kick me. That was a no-no. And I told everybody that you wouldn't have any excitement. Use that shoulder. You don't underestimate any of them, no matter how calm and nice they are. Good boy. Good boy. No, that's actually an eagle. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. You're fine. Direct. Drive that shoulder over. Do not be close enough. If he spins, he can kick you. Good boy. Let's try it again. Good boy. Now get his timing down. I'm going to extend him out a little bit so he can lead over that Barrel. Good boy. Disengaging. Backing up. Move. There we go. All right. He's going, man, I don't know about that stuff. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah. Got to see him protest a little bit there. Throw his butt. Snap a foot out at you. You'd go, he's a sweet boy. He'd never hurt me. Get in the wrong position. I almost did, but I'm pretty sure I know where I am most of the time and what the range is. I'll get caught every now and then. Thank goodness he didn't catch me. Then I just told him that was the wrong thing to do and then just put him back to work. We don't punish the heck out of him. We just correct him and then we put him back to work, and now he's moving it over like no big deal. So that's a pretty good lesson for him in a lot of ways. He hasn't had much good pressure put on him. So now he's starting to learn. If he complies and he becomes that partnership with us, he's going to do really well. Right, young man? Right? Good boy. So we'll be doing a lot more with this boy. I think that's pretty good for him for today. So stay tuned. This is Cosmic, Sean Davies, Coloradoreinsman.